What is happening, guys? It's the COD Black Ops Kid here, coming at you with a Oddworld video, 15 Oddworld facts you didn't know. We're only focusing on Abe's Oddworld, Abe's Oddysee. Oddworld, it's a huge place filled with mystery, rich people, odd creatures, history, and a ton of lore. Today we're going to be talking about 15 facts that you might not know about Abe's Oddworld. So, without further ado, number 15. The main protagonist, Abe, his nickname is Stitchlips because his lips are obviously stitched. But did you know that Abe is named after Abraham from the book of Genesis in the Bible, similar to how Abraham from the Bible received a message from God to be a father of faith? Abe receives a message from his ancestors to be a messiah of the Mudokons, both of which are known for putting an end to slavery. Number 14. You might have noticed in playing Abe's Oddysee that Abe is a different color than his Mudokon friends. Well, in addition to Dear Elf, it is stated that Abe is blue instead of green as a result of tanning. But Abe isn't the only one that is like this. Bigface, the Mudokon shaman, is also like this. But in New and Tasty, his skin is resorted to red. Number 13. An alternative version of Abe's Oddworld was released in Japan. While the storyline remained unaltered, the package of the game and designs of the characters were different from the original. One of the main changes of the character designs was the removal of a finger from 4 to 3 fingers. Certain Japanese pressure groups were offended by the Mudokons having 4 fingers due to the historic Japanese subclass of meatpackers who looked down upon society. 4 fingers, or showing 4 fingers to another person, came to insulting the other was a member of the subclass because it had become symbolic of the meatpackers who frequently had work-related incidents. Number 12. Abe's Oddysee is one of the first games to feature the ability to force kick the player to the main screen if the player remains idle on one of the other character menus for too long. Number 11. Abe's Oddworld's Lauren Lanning is not only the co-creator of the game, but he also voices multiple characters like Abe, the Mudokons, the 3 Weirdos, the Sligs, Director Flegg, and the General Durnpig. Number 10. Gluggons have bulbous heads, bioluminescent eyes, leathery and scaly skin, and small tube-like ears, relative to most other tooth-bearing species on Oddworld. The Gluggons have very few teeth, having a total of 4 teeth on their upper and lower jaws. However, these teeth are very large and have gaps between them. Gluggons often vary in appearance between individuals, while having a pink hue is quite common, from purple to green to brown. Gluggons have 2 arms and 2 legs, but must utilize their arms to locomotive due to their extremely shriveled legs. But did you know about the species? The species Gluggons belong to an octogi family, which includes the Glockti, a huge, brutishly strong monsters, and Oddysee, squid-like mind-controlling parasite. This is more mentioned in Stranger's Wrath, but this is something that I thought that Oddworld kind of showed off with the whole legs and arm thing. Number 9. The planet you are on in Abe's Oddworld is called Mondos, which has never been set in the games. The content is home to a vast number of sentient beings such as the Mudokons, Gluggons, and Vikers, as well as a wide variety of wildlife. Many ecosystems have been discovered on Mondos, including desert, jungles, forests, and snowy climates. But did you know the name Mundos is a slightly tweaked version of the word Modos, which is an algorithm for Sodom, a city mentioned in various religious texts such as the Bible and the Quran. Number 8. The not much talked about Lady Margaret is one of the Queen Gluggons, but as much as we have seen is that she is the supreme leader of the Magdog cartel. She is huge, fat, and ugly, resembling Titanic centipede. Moloch the Gluggon was originally due to face a trial against Lady Margaret for his inability to control the Mudokon uprising. This is actually a cut scene and was never actually intended for the game. Number 7. Lady Margaret is the only Gluggon queen. Although it is never shown, it is actually hinted that there are many Gluggon queens, each with their own separate factions, ambitions, maybe even a Viker queen. Number 6. Sligs obviously have no legs, but just like the Mudokons and the Gluggons, they have a queen. So do the Sligs. Scylla is one of the current Slig queens. Like most Slig queens, she has no material attachment towards her children whatsoever. Scylla willingly gives up her baby Sligs to Gluggons for them to serve as security guards. The Slig queen provides the cartel with her young. Many Sligs that do not perform to acceptable standards are sent to her to face her wrath. It is also believed she cooks them, based on a note, The Art of Oddworld Inhabitants, the first 10 years, 1994 to 2004. Number 5. What little concept art exists of Michis shows them having multiple jaws, tiny forearms, and 2 hind legs that could potentially make Michis very fast. Michis originally meant to appear in Oddworld Abe's Oddysee as additional wildlife next to the scab and paramites, but were cut from the game because there were not enough disk space available to include them. The Michis look a lot like a scab, but without 4 arms. Number 4. A quick little thing I'm going to go over really quickly, the Mudokon Moon. Because too much has been said about this, the Moon claimed the Mudokons as the dominant race. The Gluckons formed their own isolated society due to this, in which they have spent their lives indoors and refused to look upon the sky and the accursed Mudokon Moon that disgraced them. These actions ultimately resulted in the Gluckon development of their signature glowing eyes, in which they soon known to be light sensitive, which sends the Gluckons to attack, sending all Mudokons into slavery. There's also a Gabbit Moon. After the destruction in Munch's Oddysee. In Abe's Oddysee, the moon handprint had 4 fingers. However, they reduced it to 3 in Abe's Exodus due to the foreign circumstances with Japan. Lauren Lanning has said in an interview that the Mudokon Moon was supposed to be formed due to a thunderstorm that had caused the engraving into the moon. It was assigned to Abe by superior beings, so it was left undeveloped. Number 3. Mudokons have the ability to alter their skin like a chameleon, but only in ways like the mood they're in. Angry Mudokon turn reddish, overjoyed turn yellow/green, depressed blue. According to ALF, most Mudokons except queens and male drones are infertile and are most likely incapable of reproducing. Despite evolving from birds, they have teeth, feathers on their heads that looks more apparent in Soulstorm, and have a gizzard like chickens that further digest according to the Mudokon anatomy. Japan just can't have anything good happen to Oddworld. I'm just going to tell this before this next fact. Number 2. Oddworld, Abe's Oddysee. The logo for the Mudokon Pop is quite a gruesome picture of a Mudokon head on a stick. Whether it was supposed to be the final design or a sad mock-up beta designed by Mullick, that's unknown. But the design is ultimately changed for public ads and packaging. From the game development perspective, the Mudokon Pop design was changed due to Kobe child murders in Japan and events that transpired during the development of Abe's Oddysee in 1997. When Abe first enters the FICO Depot, an advertisement for Mudokon Pops is seen with a new design. Although Abe is the only known Mudokon with stitched lips, the Mudokon Pop logo also features stitched lips. And number 1. And the number 1 thing that you didn't know about Abe's Oddysee is Sam. Sam is Abe's mom. Little is known about her. We know that she's the only living known female on Oddworld. She is held captive by industrial forces like the Gluckons and the Vikers. She is the one that stitched Abe's lips together so he wouldn't cry when he was a baby. Thankfully, she did this because this saved Abe's life, and Abe saved multiple Mudokons' lives because of this. If you guys want to know anything more about Sam, click on the video in the end credits for more of an in-depth video on this with lovely insight. Lauren Lanning himself. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please support the channel by liking this video and subscribing. It shows me a ton of support and helps me making more videos just like this. I'm the COD Black Ops Kid. I'll see you guys next time. Remember to keep strong and game on. Peace out.